This grilling season, don't just fire up the barbecue. Elevate it with meats from around the globe, delivered straight to your door by the Butcher Shoppe Direct. They're not your average butcher. Butcher Shoppe Direct sources premium cuts from over 5 continents: Argentina, Japan, New Zealand, Spain, the US, and right here in Canada. Whether it's a tomahawk steak from Australia or melt in your mouth Wagyu from Japan, they bring the world's best to your backyard. And here's the game changer. Every order is cut fresh on the day of delivery. No sitting in a freezer, no guesswork, just top quality meat, expertly prepared and grilled ready. Planning a cookout? Check out their handcrafted burger patties and small batch sausages, perfect for taking your barbecue from good to unforgettable. And right now, you can save 15% off of your first order. Just visit butchershopdirect.com and use promo code EatingWild15 at checkout. Plus, get free delivery on all orders over $250. That's EatingWild15 to save, and free delivery when you stock up. Butcher Shoppe Direct. Premium, fresh, delivered. Good morning, guys. Welcome to the CISA Canadian Open here in Kingston, Ontario. We are live here at the check-in pier here on Brock Road. As you can see, the boys aren't here yet, but we're all ready for them. We got the sandwiches all made up. We got the beverages by Messi ready to go in our Yeti cooler. In about a half an hour, this place is going to be jam-packed. It's going to look like the 401 of boats all lined up here. I'm here bright and early, having my coffee, waiting for these guys, but stay tuned because it's about to be chaotic here. We're going to get these guys checked in. We're going to get them hydrated. We're going to fill them up with a sandwich. Let's go fish in. Welcome everybody to another episode of the Eating Wild podcast, coming to you live. Folks, we are live from Confederation Park here in downtown Kingston, Ontario. Folks, we are so happy to be here. We are at the CISA, brought to you by Milwaukee. We are here at the CISA Bass Fishing Tournament. Smash Meleca here. This is unbelievable, guys. I'm here sitting in the middle of the park, surrounded by vendors, surrounded by a humongous stage that in about 2 hours from now, 2 hours, this is day one, folks. This is day one here on the water. 2 hours from now, approximately 3 p.m., we're going to have the first weigh-in of the day, guys. I just got off stage. I was part of the CISA Live with 3 unbelievable guys that have been in this industry, been icons here. Scotty and Mark and Moose. Those boys invited me up on stage just to watch the monitors of the live, and watching these guys from this morning. I got the privilege to hand out the sandwiches. Eating Wild supported the lunches for the anglers. We had 66 boats on the water, and we're not just talking 66 boats on the water. We're talking humongous sticks in the industry. We're talking guys, just to name a few guys, like the Johnson brothers. We got Angler of the Year, Chris Johnson with his brother Corey, who are out there, and they are absolutely popping. You got a stacked card, absolute stacked card out there. Cooper Gallant with his pops. I mean, what a country song that's going to be if those guys win in the tournament. You know what I mean? they're out there. They're out there right now. And I was watching the lives, and guys, I'm going to be the first one to tell you that 26 to 30 pound bags are doable here on day one. I think we had 6 camera guys out there right now because the cell phone reception hasn't been the greatest. They're out there right now battling. And I guess because the water is so good and the water, the wind is down and these guys are running. They're running so far. And to be honest, to watch live what was happening and to sit next to Moose and the boys, it's incredible. I'm going to be the first one to say it, guys. 26 pounds is very doable. And if I was on the water with Showtime or Louise or Hooks at Martin's, I don't know if 26 pounds would be doable, but it's very doable. And listen, watching these guys fish, it was fish after fish, big fish, small fish, they're calling fish, and it's only 1 o'clock. It's 1 o'clock, so I think I'm very, very confident in saying that we're going to have a huge bag brought in today on stage. Again, 3 o'clock. We're a couple hours away. I just got off the stage with the boys, but we're going to have a really, really interesting podcast segment for the next few days. I'm going to be interviewing people. There's a lot of vendors here. We're going to be interviewing people, and we're going to hopefully sit down with some of the anglers, some of the people involved. There's so many people behind the scenes that are involved here. Huge sponsors. We got Milwaukee here, who's got an incredible booth set up. EW is here. Some bait makers, Kingston, Ontario. Look how beautiful it is. We got a beautiful day here. So guys, please listen. This episode's going to be jam-packed. It's going to be multiple people coming through here. So let's get to it. I'll be right back. When I come back, folks, hopefully I'm sitting down with somebody and we're going to ask how the day is going and what's happening around town. We'll be right back after this message.
Hey, Eating Wild listeners. Are you still searching for that perfect boat?
Xtreme Marine London has got you covered with new and used boat sales, service, and professional installation of marine electronics and accessories. Visit their London or Kingsville, Ontario locations today and get ready to make waves and catch that fish of a lifetime.
Xtreme Marine is your one-stop marine shop. Check them out at www.extrememarinelondon.com and follow their journey on Instagram and Facebook. Be sure to tell them that the Eating Wild Boys sent you.
Welcome, guys. Welcome back to the Eating Wild podcast. I am joined by the host of this unbelievable event that we are here in Kingston, Ontario, brought to you by Milwaukee. Folks, Mr. Ron James, you are the host with the most. Actually, I heard a nickname today. I heard a nickname. Ron on the Run.
Ron on the Run. Yeah, we've been running around Kingston, man. This is the first time I've been to Kingston. You know, all the fishing I've done in Ontario.
Yeah.
I can't believe I've never fished here.
It's crazy, man. It's funny you say that because I was behind the screen today doing the live with the boys, and there's 6 screens going. You're on one of them. That's where Ron on the Run was, because we see you at the jail and you're at the launch, and Ron's on the run, and the fish that were being popped was incredible. Oh. And I talked to you about it just earlier before we got on the mics, and it's an incredible fishery. It really is. From what I've seen just in a few hours,
it is. Unbelievable fishery. I mean, it's probably and it's been said before, the best smallmouth fishing in the world. And there's largemouth here too. And I think for sure, come weigh in at 3 o'clock, you're going to see some big buckets come in.
Yeah.
But you can't win on them here, I don't think. But
that's what Mark was saying on air, that there was a couple guys that told him that they knew where they were. They pre-fished and they were going to go, but a lot of the guys were saying that Smallies is going to take home the belt this weekend, and it's a pretty big purse. But from what you've been seeing so far, it's been pretty proactive.
Yeah, it's you know what, we had high winds for a couple days coming into this, so the guys really didn't get out and do a lot of pre-fishing. But you got guys, veteran guys like that know this river, like the Johnston boys.
Yeah.
You got a few really good fishermen. They're all good fishermen. Don't get me wrong, but anybody could win this deal, and even not getting out for a pre-fish, the technology nowadays is insane. So you could just, okay, I want to go try this hump over here.
Yeah.
And, but the fish are getting smart out here, buddy. I mean, years ago, apparently, like I fished a lot south of here, Wapoos.
Right.
Back in the day when I was doing shows, We did a show there, and it was incredible. Sight fishing for these things, and that's not far from here. But the fish right now are getting educated.
Okay.
I'm telling you, they're getting smart, and these guys are coming up with all these new techniques to catch these things, and it's crazy. Like, have you seen these dice?
Yeah, the dice baits, man. I seen a couple of guys
Right?
bringing in the dice baits. It's crazy. We met one of those dice makers out at the spring fishing and boat show, and I looked at the co-host of the show, and I'm like, what the hell are those things?
Right?
I've never seen those things before in my life, and they're like, Smash, these have been on tour. Gussie was popping with them. You know what I mean? And it's
He
just like,
loves
what's going on? So yeah, so guys are using them out there.
Oh, they are. Yeah. And I don't, what do they imitate? I have no idea.
I have no idea
You know what I
either.
mean? But
No
they
idea.
catch fish. I mean, so there's all kinds of little tricks that educate these fish, and these fish are educated, but there's all kinds of little tricks that you can get these fish to bite. And the thing is, down here, Smash, you need at least a 4.5 pound average.
You mentioned that because I asked you what you thought that it was, what it was going to take to get the championship Sunday, and you mentioned, 44, like
Yeah.
46, maybe even like that's a huge bag, man, and it's a world class fishery, like you said, with a whole bunch of sticks out there. But one thing I wanted to ask you is you mentioned something about the water, the clarity of the water that I noticed on camera. I know the weather's been kind of up and down. We've had a few past weeks of really, really hot weather.
Yes.
The guys were saying that it looks like it's turning, but the clarity of the water, does that have a huge factor in sight fishing in tournaments like this?
100%. Right now, we're into almost the transition period. Okay, coming out of summer, the fall, like the nights are getting a little cooler, So you're going to see that with the wind the way it is, I think the winning fish are going to be caught deep.
Okay.
And what I mean by deep is anywhere from 15 to 25 to 30 feet. You will get them shallow fish. There's always big smallies that cruise shallow. But as this weekend goes on, the weather's getting better. The sun's coming out.
Right.
The wind's calming down. And you could get that shift, you could get that where those, a pod of those big ones move up shallow and you can sight fish them. But with that clear water, coming to your point, you got to make long casts.
Okay.
Long casts are key because, like, again, these fish are educated. They're getting smart. There's so many people fishing for these fish nowadays that if you're not making long casts, using light line, you're not going to catch them. They're that smart.
Right. So my question for you is, because obviously your experience in fishing is unmatched, but if you're in this tournament, Ron, and you're, we got a couple hours away, are you coming in shallow or are you going out deep? Because what the boys were talking about on the stage is that some of the bigger fish are going to be in the deeper waters or out offshore a bit. And from what I've been seeing is most of the cameras that were on boats, you see the shore.
Yeah.
So I could imagine they're not far, but would you make that run and go out deeper, or you think you can get them in shallow?
I would play it by the weather. I would make decisions hour by hour. If I was fishing this tournament, I would probably this morning with the the rain and the overcast, I would fish deep. And like the sun came out all of a sudden. Now you could feel the temperature rising a little bit. If the bite slowed down and I had to, I would, if I was close enough to tuck into a bay, I would have a look. Get on the troller, scout. If you see some movement around, slow it down. But I would probably focus on deeper fish if I was fishing this tournament myself. But come Sunday, if that wind dies down like they're calling for, that famous weatherman that I love so much.
Unfortunately, we got hammered this morning. Where was he in that one?
Right. I would probably do a little shift Sunday afternoon if I had my fish to look for a giant. And that would be the key.
And listen, you're the host. You're the host of this beautiful event here. You've been walking around. You've been talking to some of the locals. What is some of the cool stuff that you've seen already today for this event?
Well, I've been around Kingston, and this is the first time I've been around. And I did the jail, found Moose and the boys a new room for tonight.
Moose for sure. Yeah.
Fort Henry, that was kind of cool. And just the local shops around here. We went and visited some restaurants and some people in the market up here, and I found that really cool. Because this is known for its world-class fishing, smallmouth fishing.
Right.
But there's all kinds of stuff to do for families. So if you're just going to come here and go fishing, bring the family, because there's so much to do. There's so many tours. We went to the Great Lakes Museum. They got a beautiful boat there, an actual ship that's older than the Titanic, and you should see it inside. It's just incredible. I tried to take it out fishing, but they wouldn't let me.
Let's get the downriggers on those babies. Let's go for a cruise, man.
Yeah,
that'd be awesome.
But there's so much to do in Kingston, and I'm really impressed with the town. It's really cool. But I'm really looking forward to seeing these fish come in.
Yeah, so am I. I've been anxious, from when I got up on stage to now, and it's one of those things as a fisherman, but I'm a fan. You know what I mean? I'm a fan of the sport, and it's coming such a long way. I want to ask you about our Canadian sticks. We got guys that are coming. You mentioned the Johnson brothers. Chris now winning back-to-back Angler of the Year.
Incredible.
How proud are you, because you are Canadian? You've been one of the originators in Canada that, listen, folks, for me growing up watching guys like Ron on TV is what brought me to fishing in itself, but to see how far along it's coming in a professional way, and if you could just touch on that about the fellow Canadians that are making waves out there.
Yeah, it has come a long way. Like you said, I am totally impressed. Like back in the day when we tried to fish over the stateside and get on that tour, it never hurt them. There was one guy in Canada, and I can't remember. It slips my mind. I can't believe I can't remember his name. He was the only guy that actually fished over there. He's from Keswick. God,
Keswick.
Yeah.
Simcoe, boy.
You know what? Years and years ago. But nobody back in the day ever heard of Canadians going over fishing BASS unless you went through a clubby and you tried to qualify. But it was never heard of. Now we've got the best anglers in the world. And I already knew that. I knew that we had the best anglers in the world. Back in the day when I fished OV Pro Bass, we had a lot of guys come from the States too that came up, and fished that. But the sticks that we had then and now, the technology has come a long way. They're way better fishermen. But you got to remember, like the guys like the Johnsons and the Coops and, all of these kids, I call them kids, but they're not kids. But I mean, their whole family fished. Right. Lynn I used to fish against Lynn Johnson all the time, and he's
amazing.
He's fantastic. I mean, he was one of the best fishermen out here in Canada. And back then, to put him in the U.S., he would have done just as well. It's just that the guys have the opportunity here now. They're really good, and I believe that they're the best fishermen in the world. Canada's got, we've proved it back to back.
Proved it. Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
Back to back.
And it's not going to be the last. I mean, let's face it. Evan Kung that just came in, the rookie that just came into the Elite Series, he's a stick. His dad fishes all across Canada.
The roots are there, boys.
So the roots are here, and I'll tell you, there's some absolute sticks out here, and it's just going to get better. The technology's getting better, and these guys can go anywhere in the country. Now, when you go down south, it's funny because they think, holy man, there's no way there's largemouth up there in Canada. They're snowing and ice. They have no clue that if you go to the Kawartha Lakes, it looks just like the Mississippi River.
Right.
It just looks like, fishing junk and slop. And all these kids, that's what they were brought up doing.
Incredible, man. And you mentioned that this is a world-class fishery, if not one of the best fisheries in the world for smallmouth bass. So we got to take advantage of that. And I feel that now that we are making waves out in the States with some of the local Canadian guys, it's making tournaments like this get bigger. And I think we're all starting to notice ourselves within that, we could host events like this, and $50,000, Ron, like that's
a lot of bread, man.
A lot of bread for a tournament. Like back in the day when you guys were out there wasn't bread like that.
We were $10,000, and I'm telling you, I think that's what they pay in entry fees nowadays. But if you won 10 grand, you were doing really well. $50,000, and I think this is the highest paid purse of any tournament. And I think there's going to be more. I think if it's done right, and we're trying to do it right, there's a lot of work that goes behind the scenes here, and the CISA is a really good venue and a really good corporation to really do that. Non-for-profit, but you've got guys all over the world that are getting involved in this, like Scott Martin and teams that are all situated all over the world that are getting involved. And what I think the accomplishment is what they want to do is have this an Olympic sport,
Right.
which I think is a phenomenal idea.
For sure.
Because it
Absolutely.
is a sport. I mean, not everybody can just go out and catch fish.
No,
You
I
know
mean,
what
I mean, you're an athlete if you can spend 3 days of pre-fishing and then go into a 4-day tournament. I
Whoa.
mean, if you don't get your ass kicked out there doing that, you know, and you got breakdancing coming in as an Olympic sport now, like, give me a break. These guys are popping. They're putting the time in.
Yeah.
You've done it. You know, I believe myself it should be an Olympic sport, and you know how much we've evolved as a sport and a community is huge as well. And I got to tell you, I think you yourself is a huge part of that, brother. You're a pioneer in
I
this
appreciate
industry.
that a lot, man. I love the sport. It's been my life. You know, I've contributed my whole life to fishing. So I love seeing these kids taking it over. I love seeing these tournaments. I love seeing the money for these guys. It's about time, you know.
sure.
And I love seeing organizations like CISA that they take control of this and really, really make it a show, because Canada's got the best fishing. I have fished all over the world, Smash. I mean, everywhere.
I've seen it. I watched it.
And I'll tell you something. Canada, Ontario has got the best fishing by far in the world.
Wow.
When it
You
comes
heard
to
that.
smallmouth and largemouth bass, you can go anywhere from all the way up to the French, way up north, Thunder Bay, way up and back. And there's smallmouth and largemouth, and they are giants and unpressured fish.
Wow. Unbelievable. So, you know, you're hosting the event. You're, you know, you got a lot of work to do, and you couldn't pick a better person to host the event. But you personally now, you're still fishing. You're still guiding.
Yes, sir.
You moved out west, and
Out east.
Sorry.
Yeah.
And how's it been for you? Like what's the change like from being on camera all the time? You know, the personality. Folks, by the way, Ron is the same person that you see on camera in real life. He's not an actor. This is who you get. And listen, man, like what's it like, you know, taking a step back from being, you know, on TV and following that schedule all the time to really enjoying yourself and taking people out and sharing that experience?
You know, I missed a lot of time in my life, you know, raising my kids. I missed a lot of that. So,
Right.
you know, when you live out of a suitcase for 25, 27 years, it's tough. You're traveling. Now, when I moved out there, you know, I always loved the farm. I farmed my whole life. So that's a big hobby for me. So I have some farming that I do. I bought some 13 acres with a pond. Got some cows and chickens, so I'm a regular farmer. But in the spring and the fall, there is nothing better, my friend, than taking people out to see their face. Because I guide for stripers. And it's just, you know, even doing television to teach people, and I learn every day too, right?
Sure.
I never stop learning, but
Yep.
to teach people what I've learned or some of the things that I benefit from fishing, to show them is that's what it's all about. And when I take these guys out fishing, first of all, there's a few guys that get starstruck, and I have no idea why, because we're just going fishing.
Hey,
You know
I'm
what I mean?
starstruck right now, so I get it. I get it.
We're just going fishing, and we're going to have a good time. And, you know, the first 20 minutes or so, they're like, oh, my God, it's you. We're in the boat with you. And no, man, I'm just a regular dude that just loves to fish. And if you want to come fishing, I'd love to take you fishing. I mean, it's incredible. It's something that everybody has to experience. Smash. When you catch 150 stripers a day,
Jesus, man.
when your hands are sore. Okay, I brought some of the best tournament fishermen down there that came from here, from Ontario, and they booked 3 days, and they're and this is not just one. They go for 2 days and they're going home because they're so sore.
That is incredible.
It is.
That's incredible. 150 fish in a day.
That's minimal.
You must have nothing left on your thumbs, man.
I tell you, when I love when those guys come because they take off their own fish. But when I'm guiding, it's like steady work. It's harder work than filming.
Yeah, I believe it. I believe it.
No, but it's a lot of fun, dude. I'm just enjoying my life now. You know, like it's. I'm sitting back and I'm doing what I want to do, and I've always I miss the camera.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
You know, that's why I love doing this stuff. So,
Yep.
but I don't miss the traveling. I like being homebound. I've always been a homebound guy,
Yep.
and you know, I love my kids come now. I got a little grandbaby now, and
Nice.
yeah, it's this is what life's all about for me, brother.
This is amazing, man. What
Yeah.
a story, guys. Listen, if you haven't been able to get onto the lives, make sure you catch in on the lives Watch this. Watch Ron on the run. Okay, we're moments away, folks. A couple hours away from having these guys bringing these bags. I can't wait. I got to ask you this before we check off predictions. What's your prediction? Who's bringing the $500 BKK big fish in? Because there's some big ones, and maybe not the person, but what's the weight of that fish?
Big fish is going to be 7.2. And I'm not going to say who's going to be. Because you know why? Anybody could catch it.
Anyone could catch it. You know, we don't want to start any problems here. But 7-2 is going to bring home the BKK $500 prize, guys. We're live. We're at CISA. Make sure you guys check it out live. You got Ronnie James running the show here. We're going to be right back. We got tons of guests lined up to come join us on the Eating Wild podcast. Stick around. Make sure you tune in live. YouTube, we got so many different streams with CISA. Ron, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thanks, today, Smash. I appreciate it. I love to see you again, brother, all the time. I get excited when I see you here.
All right, well, I'm coming up there to catch 150 fish. All right.
Can't wait.
You can run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Run on for a long time. Sooner or later, God cut you down. Sooner or later, God cut you down.
Welcome back, folks. Welcome back. Eating Wild Podcast. Smash Meleca is here with you. Well, we just experienced something. Well, I just experienced something for the first time in my life. That was pretty cool. I got to witness the live weigh-ins for day one, wrapping up day one here, folks. And I got to tell you, we were talking to Ron James earlier, and he said, don't be surprised if you see somebody pulling a 30-pound bag. With, you know, good company, you got some sticks out there. And he wasn't kidding. We got in first place after day one, folks, 29.8 pounds. Other than the Johnson brothers. I mean, if you're a betting guy, that's who you put your dough on. And they came in hot, 29.8. That's almost a 30-pound bag. And you know what? There's many anglers right behind them. You got another 28-pound bag. And I think the next one down, I think third place is around 26. And then you got a whack of 24s, 25s. Bob Azumi, the legend Bob Azumi, he pulled in a 24-pound bag with his son, which was really cool. A lot of father and son combos out here, which is nice to see. You know, Coop Gallant, 24 pounds with his pops. And when you got a guy like that, day two could be quite interesting because, you know, you're only a few pounds away from being in it. And at 24 pounds right now, guys, you're in it. And it's going to be fun to see tomorrow. This place is going to be jam-packed. E-Dub will be here, you know, hopefully interviewing some of the anglers as they come off stage. Today was a little hectic. It was, you know, kind of a run and gun thing, but very well organized. A couple things I want to mention before we get off air here, and we'll continue this podcast tomorrow. Huge news that Moose and Mr. Ron James just announced on stage after the last guys just weighed in their fish. 0 mortalities in fish. One that has to be fizzed, that they're going to bring back to life there, who's, you know, they got a live report from the release boat, which is another cool thing, actually, guys. They're actually releasing these fish, not here in the marina. They're actually taking them out and putting them back, you know, out in the middle of the lake there. And, you know, they got the report that just one fish has to be fizzed. And 0 mortalities. That is incredible. And they are very proud. Got a huge round of applause from the fans. And listen, there's a lot of people here for day one. I don't even know if they were expecting this. It was kind of choppy weather this morning, but it ended up being an absolutely beautiful day. The sun is shining. People are walking around now. The stage is packed. But to see some of those legends come in, like, you know, already legends, in my opinion, the Johnson brothers pulling in a 29.8 pound bag on day one. That's going to be tough to beat, folks, but we'll be here. We'll be right in the thick of it, and we'll be dropping some news here shortly. But listen, you can listen live. Obviously, when this podcast drops, this tournament will be done. But, you know, it's cool to talk about it when I'm here live. And again, this was a first for me to witness it, and how much goes into a tournament like this. Just to put in perspective, like, so much stuff goes on behind the scenes, and the work the volunteers are doing here. a shout out to you guys, man. All the work that's being done. I almost felt useless just walking around here, and I really wanted to just get my hands dirty and start helping people out. But everyone doesn't need help here. They're just doing their job, and they love doing it. And I'm just so grateful to be a part of it. And day 2 is looking good. Listening to the guys talking about the weather and the wind and what's going to happen, it's going to be interesting to see what these guys are going to do. But I heard a lot of the guys saying that they're going to go out there, they're going to gun it. And a lot of the big fish were caught apparently out in the open water there, about 20 miles offshore. That's what I've been hearing. Some guys stayed in the river. I saw a couple guys bringing 20-pound plus bags that said they only spent about $5 in gas. So they obviously went down through the river. But just being up on stage today with the panel was really cool for me as well. And I got to see live footage from the lives, and the water clarity is insane. It felt like I was watching guys fishing on Erie when that water is crystal clear, and it's almost like they're sight fishing for these fish. And I was watching the fish being netted and brought into the boat, and I'm thinking to myself, these are huge fish. Like, is this normal? And apparently this is the best smallmouth fishery. And Bob Azuni said it on stage. He was talking with Ron James, and he said, back in the 90s, he's won 3 tournaments back-to-back years in the 90s. And his brother Wayne won 2 tournaments from 92, and he won 93. And that was the last time these guys were here fishing a competitive tournament like this. And he said, they walked away with a couple Chevy trucks. They walked away with a couple Ranger boats, which was cool. But 50 G's, guys, 50 G's. And he said it, this is one of the biggest purses ever to be in Canada. So I'm going to get back to the kitchen. We're going to make some sandwiches for the boys. We're going to make sure we get their lunch bags filled for tomorrow. Going to hand them out some Messi, that beautiful drink by Messi. That's also one of the sponsors here. A big shout out to Milwaukee, BKK, Yeti Coolers. So many people involved here behind the scenes. It's going to be a great day too. I'm looking forward to it. And hopefully you guys watched it live. I think it was on Facebook and YouTube on the CISA. But just listening to this podcast, guys, obviously the tournament will be done. But it's just, a preview of next year, what this event's going to be like. So if you're listening to this and you don't know nothing about it, I'll tell you right now, they're cracking ground here in Kingston, Ontario. Wonderful place to hold a fishing tournament. The people, the locals are here. The restaurants are popping, and it's nice to be a part of it. So I'm going to end on that note. Smash Meleca's here. We're checking out of here. But when I come back on this podcast, it will be day 2. Hopefully joined by some local people and possibly some of the anglers. But we're covering it. I'm here. I'm doing my due diligence as one of the proud sponsors of this tournament. So we'll be back, guys. We'll be back right after this short one. And with day 2, we're out of here. Ciao.
Hey, boys. Have you guys ever been to Gagnon Sports out in Oshawa?
Have I? That place is a gold mine. Picked up my new bow there last weekend. Hunting, fishing, archery. They've got everything.
Boys, don't forget the indoor shooting range. Gagnon's not just a store, it's an experience. They've been doing it right for over 50 years.
Seriously? I thought it was just another outdoor shop.
Just another shop. Buddy, it's family owned, Canadian proud, and huge. I've spent entire afternoons in there.
Or skip the trip and shop online. GagnonSports.com ships across Canada, fast, smooth, and packed with top-notch gear.
All right, I'm sold. Gagnon Sports trip next weekend?
Only if we hit the indoor range first, so I can show you guys how to shoot.
Gagnon Sports, 50 years of adventure and counting.
And don't forget to tell them the Eating Wild Boys sent you.
Okay, guys, day 2, Kingston, CISA, Invitational. All right, it's not an invitational. It's actually just a Kingston Open here. CISA. Listen, yesterday was a really, really good day. The Johnson brothers, what can you say, man? 29 pounds, 0.8. But he's got company. There's no way that people can't get a 30-pound bag out here, guys. So we're at it again. We're at the pier. Boats are going to be checking in. It's still the full fleet, guys. Still the full fleet of boats. Here's the thing. Today is check-in day. They're going to go out there. They're going to fish their brains out. But tomorrow, there's a cut. There's a cut. We're going to be down to 20 boats tomorrow. So it's an important day today for these anglers. But we're going to get them all checked in. We got their sandwiches ready. We got the beverages. We got the Yeti coolers going. So stay tuned. It's going to be a wild day, and hopefully by the stage we'll have some great guests to talk to and catch up with all the fun. We'll see you soon. Guys, listen, we're live here. Most of the blast off has happened. Right behind me stands the angler of the year and his brother Corey and Chris Johnson. They are leading the tournament right now at 29-8. Checking in, we're handing them their sandwiches. The boys are fired up. We got your leaders right here, boys.
Have a good day, boys.
Look at them, boys.
Thank you. Go get it.
If I was on the boat, it'd be a different story. But when you got talent like that, then who would have thought? You know what I mean? 30 pounds, no problem. Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to the CISA Kingston Open, brought to you by Milwaukee. I'm sitting next to the man behind the scenes. He's not really behind the scenes, he's everywhere. You can find him. Moose, man. It's a pleasure sitting down with you this morning. Day two, brother.
Day two.
Day two.
Day two.
How's it going so far?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Amazing. I'm overwhelmed, honestly. The things that we've done over the past 12 months blow my mind. The people that have been involved, everything falling into place, the help. Words can't even. I can't even describe it. It's the event has gone off really, really well. Day one went so smooth,
It was
so
incredible.
smooth. To see the big crowds, to see the smiles on the vendors, the kids running around, everybody enjoying, the anglers laughing. Big bags.
Big bags, man.
You know what I mean? And to have you guys here to feed the anglers in the morning, help around the stage and sit on the panel.
Doing the live was incredible, by the way. That was a first for me. You know, I'm not a pro at this by any means, but to sit next to these guys, you got Mark Hunter, Scotty Martin, Ron James, you know, you got legends involved here. And just to sit down and be amongst you guys is incredible. But one thing you said yesterday that I'd like to touch on quickly is, and for me, something that I don't even think about was that there was 0 mortalities.
Yeah.
That's got to make you feel unbelievable. I mean, putting this together, and you would think that many boats and that many people, but that to me, it was incredible to hear something like that.
Yeah. It was. I'm going to speak freely. Right?
Absolutely.
We all
This is a
know.
podcast.
We all know. We all know what guys think. We all know what people expect out of this body of water, and it's happened time and time again. For those of you who know and follow the fishing industry, there's been some massive fish kills on this body of water. There's a lot of people that are afraid to host events on this body of water because of fish care has always been number one.
Absolutely.
And sometimes, regardless of what you do, you're gonna lose fish. It's going to happen. Years ago, when the B1 had their issues, and then a few other organizations had some issues out here, it's gonna happen. And when we said we were gonna do what we wanted to do out here, there was a lot of people that were behind the scenes, you know, advising us what to do and what not to do. And we took their advice, and it wasn't until we did New Brunswick and this flow-through system was sort of brought to light. And it wasn't my idea, but Joe and Brent sort of saw and understood how and what the benefits were to a flow-through system. Brent being a biologist, he had all the knowledge. Joe having the contacts and understanding what Brent was mentioning and talking about, they built it, they made it happen. And we told everyone it hasn't been done. The whole flow through system has not been done in this way.
Right.
I'm sure there's been variations of it, but in this way. And people were, you know, you guys are crazy. You're going to send out 800 feet of hose into the middle of the lake or into the middle of in good water and blah, blah, blah. It's too far. You can't get pumps to pump enough water. It's going to warm up. And I'd just like to put it out there that it worked flawlessly.
And I was at the launch this morning handing out the sandwiches, and we were asking the anglers. They were coming in, they were checking in, and your staff is incredible, by the way. Big shout out to these people. I'm telling you right now how much work goes into these tournaments, folks. It's incredible. And they were asking free questions like, what did you guys think of the whole weigh-in system yesterday with the stage? Ronnie was up bringing guys in. One guy, it stuck to my head. One guy's like, I've never been part of a tournament this size. 3 o'clock, he was off his boat. 3:19, he was weighed in and gone. 3:19, Moose.
Yeah.
That's 20 minutes.
Yeah, so we had 66 boats come in. Obviously, there was 2 heats, so we did have a 30-minute lull in between. But yeah, we weighed in 66 boats in 1 hour and 19 minutes. We never had a jam up at the troughs. We never had a jam up at the docks. A couple of, like, when I mean jam up, I mean guys coming into the troughs with their bags and not having space in the trough.
Right.
There was 4 open spots in the trough at all times. By the time one person got off the stage, another person was coming off the dock and going into the trough. So it flowed very well. Our good buddy Bob Azumi took a bit of time on stage, and rightfully so. He's a legend,
legend.
And when he was up on the stage chatting, I looked at the troughs. I'm like, oh, this is the most amount of people I've seen at the troughs. There was 6 people there. But again, the troughs handle 10 people. They can carry 10 people and handle it very well. But again, it was so flawless. It was so good. And I think it was because we communicated all that information to the anglers, where it was like, hey, this is what we're going to try to do. We need you guys to understand that an extra 5 minutes out in deep water, while the first heat, second heat, third heat, like the first few people,
yep.
It's not going to kill anybody. Just give us that 5 minutes, and it worked out well.
It did. It really was. And also, let's talk about quickly your leaderboard right now. Huge bags, as you mentioned.
Man,
like here's the funny thing. We talk about some of the sticks that are out there fishing right now, but when you got names like the Johnson brothers fishing together, and Coop and his pops, and the whole story there is incredible. But 29.8.
Yeah,
that is this has to be one of the best. Talking to some of the people, 30 pounds is not off.
No,
it can happen.
It can, and we're hoping we see 30 pounds today. The dirty 30 could come.
Yeah,
I think the coolest part about this is anyone can catch them out here. You just got to put your time in and be patient. To have over 50 boats over 20 pounds,
that's incredible.
50 boats, 20 pounds, incredible. First place, obviously, we know everybody fears the Johnson brothers. They're hammers, they're sticks.
Of course.
The Johnsons know how to fish this body of water. But so does second, so does third, so does Brian Bickle, Josh Westring. Like, they're huge, phenomenal anglers.
Absolutely.
They're sitting in second, 4 ounces under the Johnsons. The top 20 is loaded. Whether you've got the big names, right? The elite guys, but there's also elite Canadian anglers that don't advertise their name and don't push their, the fact that they are hammers. There's so many guys out on the water right now. The top 50, it could be anybody's game.
Anybody's game, and that's the best part. We're only at day 2, guys. Make sure you check out the lives. Make sure you check out all the information online. You can watch this on Facebook. You can watch this on any social media platform. Check out the lives. You'll be hearing Moose from 12 to 2 today? 12 to 3? No, 12 to 2.
Today, 10 to 1.
10 to 1.
10 to 1. 10 to 1 today.
What a schedule.
Yeah,
this
10 to 1.
Busy,
it was originally going to be 9 to 11, a break, and then 12 to 2, but we need a bit of time to move the production behind me off to the side and then set up the scales. But yeah, it'll be 10 to 1. And there's enough. We were concerned that there wasn't going to be enough cameras on the water.
Right.
We were concerned we weren't going to have enough content to talk about and go over. And we had so much that we could have gone live from 6:45 until 3 o'clock at the weigh-in. That's how much content we have. That's how much interest we have. And not to mention the prizing. I mean, today we're giving away one of your sponsors,
$250 plus worth of Canadian prime beef in a box.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Somebody in this crowd today is going to be walking home with lunch for about 15 people. But let's just finish off with Kingston, man. They've been a great host.
Oh my goodness.
You couldn't ask for a better day, better weekend. And again, there's a lot of work that goes behind it, but when you got a host like this, a venue like this, how beautiful this is, I'm sure you might be quite pleased.
Very pleased. The city of Kingston's been phenomenal. The people, the town. It's not even a town, it's a city. It amazed me. Every day I drive around and see more and more of the city. It's a beautiful city. It's very clean.
Very clean.
Very clean.
Beautiful.
The waterfront is stunning. The beach is incredible. The fishing is amazing. You can't ask for more.
Can't ask for more, folks. So listen, make sure that you follow. Day 2 is happening. Can't wait to check out this leaderboard. Day 3 is going to be insane. We're going down to 20 boats.
20 boats, and we're going to crown the champion of the first ever Kingston CISA Open in partnership with Milwaukee,
50
Eating Wild.
G's, brother. 50
and
G's.
$50,000 up for grabs. You know, it may seem like we're very monotoned and chill. It's because we're tired, but now everything is in place.
Everything's in place.
And let's see what happens.
Let's go, boys. Well, listen, man, stay tuned. E-Dub here with Moose, and we'll be back. We'll be back all day. We're going to be interviewing some cool people. Hopefully we could catch some anglers. We got a really, really good setup behind us that you can't even see. We got people selling merch. Milwaukee's here. It's like walking into the Home Depot over here to my left. You got the stage behind me. You got celebrities all over the place. Can't wait to see what's going to happen today, boys.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back to day 2 here at the Kingston CISA Fishing Tournament. I'm joined here by Mr. Zach Dickinson. Brother, what is happening?
Oh, not much. Just
working away.
Working
eh?
away.
These guys don't stop working. Let me introduce Zach properly. He's with Aurora Productions. Just to put this in perspective, these guys are basically running the whole show from the stage, guys on the water with cameras, the whole production live with the lives going on right now for CISA. And I'd love to pick your brain quickly about what's going on behind the scenes, how much work is involved. But first of all, you guys have been going strong. This is day 2, as I mentioned. What's the setup like, man? When do you guys start? Like, because it's like I got here at 7 in the morning and you guys were already popping.
Yeah, I mean, so the startup for the whole event started a month ago.
Right.
You know, building out the broadcast trailer, getting all the cameras, feeds set up, booking all the staff, 7 staff from New Brunswick.
From New Brunswick.
So drive all those people up, have all the cameras. But then on the day of, we're 3 a.m. here.
3 a.m. sharp.
Getting all the new graphics, all the leaderboards.
Yeah.
Getting all the cameras set up on stage, announcers, and then just planning all the shots for the blast off.
It sounds like a country song, but I got to be honest. I don't envy you whatsoever. But the listen, I was up on stage yesterday doing the live with Moose, and it looks challenging to me. Now, can we just touch base on your camera guys that are actually on these boats? Have you been on the boat yourself filming these guys?
No, I would like to be, but I'm the one that has to be back here making sure all the feeds come in. But no, yeah. So we have, 3 to 4 cameras for this event that will go out on boats, actual proper video cameras. And then, so all of our guys get prepped with their cellular backpacks that will bring the feeds back to the trailer from off the water. And then, so that's what we do with those. So
any mortalities? Any guys losing any gear? I see those boats bouncing around like you're at Canada's Wonderland.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Lots of gear gets broken, but we haven't lost one on the water yet. So I'm waiting for it.
You're waiting for it, yeah. Because like I heard one of the guys lost one of their big screens yesterday on the front of the boat, and that could have been a disaster.
We actually saw it on the video feed.
Can you imagine how much dough is on these guys' boats, and you're just ripping around, and next thing you know, you got your 10-inch Garmin flying at your face, and it's at the back of the boat. So it is quite incredible what you guys are doing, and you guys are streaming live. Yep. And is it YouTube that you guys are
streaming live to the CISA Canada Bass Facebook, YouTube, so on both platforms.
Okay.
It's free to watch.
Okay.
Which is great. So yeah, we're doing blast off competition throughout the day. That's where the cameras will be mainly out on the water filming and then we'll do weigh-ins.
And you'll do the weigh-ins. And how do you guys stream? Like, do you guys have in-house internet, or like how's that work?
Yeah, so internet's always a hard one. So here we're running Starlink, cellular.
Yep.
So 5G. And then we're also getting a feed from the city of Kingston Marina.
Okay.
And then we're taking all those and putting them together to use them as one. It's a kind of a crazy setup because it's a lot of bandwidth to bring in, because we're bringing up to 20 or 30 cameras, just cell phones from the volunteers or anyone else on the other boats, so they can call in anytime on the Zoom and we can cut to them. So
you guys ever get any problems with that? Like, because I could only imagine, like, if these guys are out in like remote areas that just don't have good reception.
Yeah, it's always a struggle with reception. We're always trying to find new ways of making the feeds more reliable. And I mean, next year we'll probably do Starlink on the boats for our main cameras. And but obviously with the volunteers, we bring them in when they have cellular, and hopefully we'll have enough camera feeds to keep it interesting for all the audience online. But and it's been so far, you've seen it.
It's been incredible.
It's been great. So.
I right away called the boys and I said the production that Aurora is putting on is insane. And again, I'm always behind the camera, but for me to actually go and watch those monitors yesterday was an absolute eye opener for the work that you guys do. It's incredible. And you know, coming back when the guys are getting off the boats and the weigh-ins are happening and it's chaos, you got people all over the place. What's it like for you guys to put that all in perspective for the people? Because obviously you guys are coming off of boats. Camera guys are probably like, you know, got to get hydrated, I assume, or, you know, you got people, so many moving parts. But is it a lot of help from your volunteers that puts this all together towards the end? Because I could only imagine all the bits and pieces that's going on in that trailer, man.
Yeah, I mean, everyone's been great. Volunteers, Moose, you guys, like everyone's been really supportive of what we're doing and helping us up, because, you know, we have our things we need. So
of course, we all need things, man.
And it's so it's been great so far, and you know, our camera operators, just getting them on boats. Everyone's been really willing to, you know, lend us a boat to get them on, and so it's been good. So.
It's been good, man. Well, listen, before we wrap this up, again, these guys are incredible. Aurora Productions. Two things I want to ask you. What's your experience like so far with Kingston? How's your you know, this is a very historic city, as you can see, and everything looks amazing on camera. But you personally, what's it been like to be in Kingston?
Well, this is my first time in Kingston, so it's been it's great. I mean, I wish I could see more of it, but
of course.
The little bit I do see at the end of the days, it's been great. And then obviously we sent a camera operator with Ron, filming all parts of Kingston. So just even seeing that's been
Ron on the run,
been crazy. So it's a cool place.
It was cool to see the jail. Like, I was watching you guys. He was at the Don jail, and then going to all those really historic places. So listen, guys, catch the live, watch behind the scenes. What these guys are doing is incredible. Last question, nothing related. This is the Eating Wild podcast.
Yeah.
We fish, we hunt, and we eat. Do you eat meat, first of all?
Of course.
Okay, good, because we were going to fire him right off the stage if he said no. But our camera guy might not like that. Vegetarians, we love vegetarians too. How do you eat your steak? If you're at a restaurant, you're at a fine dining restaurant. No, I'm not. Listen, man, I'm not going to throw you off the stage. We're friends now, Zach. Okay, relax. We're in a good spot. How do you eat your steak? You're going to the fanciest restaurant in Kingston. The guy comes to you, says, "How would you like your steak cooked, sir?"
Oh, medium. I know that's probably
medium. Can't you get medium rare, maybe a little bit?
Maybe a little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
Okay, good. Because if you were going to go to the well done thing, you're fired off of this table too. Because I'll be honest, that just doesn't happen. Do you eat? What's your like? Have you been much eating game at all? Have you guys done any filming with game?
Not yet. No.
Fish. You guys must
fish.
Eat a lot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Fish has been great. Yeah.
Okay, so he's cool, man. We're not going to kick him off, but listen, stay tuned, guys. These guys are going live all day. Check the weigh-ins today. It's going to be a popper. The cut line is today. It's happening. Check out those bags that were coming in. Some huge bags. And you got the Johnson brothers. You got Coop here with his pops having tea parties out there. You guys are catching it all. But listen, man, thanks for stopping by. I know you guys are busy, and good luck for the rest of the day, buddy.
Thank you.
Welcome back, guys. Day 2 here at CISA Kingston. Cam Bassam here sitting next to, I guess I'm going to mention your name, Mark Hunter, but do you go as the co-host, Mark Hunter, today?
I'll take any term because I've been caught a lot.
I was going to say,
a lot worse.
There's got to be a really good name. I mean, we talked yesterday on the live about nicknames. Obviously, me being Smash, and we were throwing around nicknames with each other. But I mean, what is your title, brother? Because like you are the man that knows almost everything. It's incredible.
I wouldn't go that far.
Come on.
I fake it till I make it. Buddy. That's what I do. Yeah.
Mark Hunter, man, listen, it's a pleasure having you on the Eating Wild podcast today. I know you're busy as hell. You guys are doing the lives, but what's it been like so far? You're up on stage doing the lives with the boys, and what's it been like since day one?
Well, I was really nervous to do that. Like I've been on many podcasts, co-host a bunch of couple podcasts in the past, and still do the CanCast one, which is a blast. You know, when you get around, sit fishing and talk fishing to your buddies, it just flows, right? We don't have a script or anything like that. We just start talking, and next thing you know, it's 2 hours later. You know how it is, right?
Absolutely, and I love it.
So, what was the question again?
So, we're day 2. Day 1 was exciting. We were sitting next to each other, and it was quite early on the live, and I didn't know what to expect for myself, but you seem to have a lot of knowledge when you're looking at screens and seeing these buckets being caught. And we were throwing it around about like what do you think bags were going to be? And I think you were the one that said, don't be surprised if you see a 30.
This body of water has all the potential to be a 30. 100%. Like I said yesterday, it is the best smallmouth fishery on the planet by far. And the weights yesterday, we had 50 teams with over 20 pounds. We have 2 teams sitting at 29 pounds.
Right.
Incredible.
And when we were watching the live, and you were and when somebody, you see somebody set the hook, we always stopped our conversation, and you're looking at the screen, and you had quite the eye to notice if that was a good one or not.
Well, you can tell by the way that they're handling the fish. If they're just like beefing it in there,
right,
you know it's not a good fish. If they're taking their time, it's a good chance it's a good one.
Right.
They have all day to get that fish in. There's no rush. It's not a race. This is a bass tournament. You have basically 8 hours to catch 5 fish. So you don't have to rush these fish. And these guys can be beasts. We've seen a lot of scoping yesterday. So that means a single hook.
Right.
Single hook, you can be a little... you don't have to be as gentle as, say, a treble hook.
Right.
You'd think maybe, okay, treble hooks, jerk bakes, I got all these hooks. That's better. It's not. You can horse a fish a lot better with a single hook than you can with a mouthful.
Right. And talking about the baits, that we're seeing a lot of drop shotting, a lot of dice being thrown around there too. I noticed myself.
I've never personally thrown the dice. It
Yeah.
intrigues me.
I'm
gonna go get some. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try it out.
Yeah.
These guys are scoping them, obviously. A lot of swim baits, a lot of Demiki rigs, getting the fish in the zone, and just putting the bait where they want to be. Sometimes it's not. You don't want the jerky kind of presentation, because that's not what a minnow does.
Right.
You might have heard something called a Cindy rig.
Right.
And what the idea of that is to make it look like a bait fish that is in rest, which is basically no movement at all. You want to keep that bait about 3 to 5 feet above that fish, because they will come up and grab it.
Wow. And let's just touch base on some of the anglers that we got here in this tournament. There's some heavy sticks, and we were talking about it all day yesterday. And, the sticks prevailed, like the Johnson brothers pulling in a 29.8 bag. So there is some sticks out there, but in your opinion, you're saying it's a world-class fishery. That means it's anyone's game out there.
It is by far. You cannot pick a clear winner here, and that makes for a great tournament.
Right.
And it makes it really, really good for us that are like trying to break it down, because you're not just focusing on one team all the time. We're flipping back camera to camera, and all these guys were catching them. You saw it.
Yep.
It was exciting. It was a point there where it was camera to camera to camera to camera, boat to boat to boat. We saw a couple lost fish, and I'll tell you, those guys handled it well, because when you got $50,000 on the line, and you crack off a good one,
I'll tell you right now, Top Dog Prayer's watching this right now. I've been on the boat when he's lost some fish, and it's not for 50 G's, and the guy's breaking rods over his knees. But there was one dude yesterday we were watching, and you're like, it looks like a good one. Oh yeah, it looks like, and we're watching his partner follow him around with the net.
Right.
And when he lost that fish, holy Christ, I couldn't believe how. I mean, I get it, man.
Yeah.
You're going to be pissed off, and listen, we're in the hunt for 50 G's here, folks. There's no joke, but it's a stack card in your opinion. Watching and breaking this down, what's the weather been like? I know day one, in the early morning, we had a bit of rain and a bit overcast, but what's day two looking like? I've been hearing that the winds might be changing around noon.
The wind's going to pick up a little bit. Some guys like the wind.
Right.
Some guys want it to blow, blow, blow. And the reason for that is there's a lot of guys in this field that will not make that run. If it's blowing, they will not fish those areas. So the guys that are willing to go out there, take the chance, get beaten up all day, they're on a class of fish that the other guys aren't.
Right.
So that's an advantage.
Absolutely. And one point that you made yesterday, we were on stage, and somebody asked this question and brought it up. If you're in the hunt for that big fish, depending on weather, obviously, would you make that run to go to deeper water? Do you believe that the bigger fish are in the deeper water?
I do. Fish swim,
Right.
so they can be anywhere. But I think those bigger fish are definitely out closer to the lake.
So you're making that run if the water. I mean, if it allows you to get out there, weather.
Yeah,
permitting.
this isn't a clubby that you're fishing for $30.
Right.
This is a big time tournament, and there's guys out there that are going to make that run. So if you want to compete and you want to be in the hunt to take that check home, you got to do what you got to do.
You got to do what you got to do. Well, listen, Mark is. He knows his way around the waters. He knows how to break stuff down, but we're going to take a curveball with him. We're going to talk food because you are a foodie. Your wife is a foodie.
My wife is a foodie.
She's
I'm
a
an
huge
eater.
foodie. You're an eater.
Yes.
And we got to talk, and the next thing you know, everyone's mouths are watering. And let's break this down. So your wife went to culinary school, if I'm correct. And that's where you guys met?
We didn't meet. Oh, I went to a party.
You went to a party?
I went to a party at Billy Madison's house. Yeah,
Parkwood Estates, Oshawa.
Parkwood. So a buddy of mine used to rent it out every year for a New Year's Eve party,
Right.
which was really cool because all those areas that are usually roped off that you're not allowed to touch.
Yeah.
We were sitting, we were playing the piano. There's like hidden passages through there, like hidden corridors that lead to other places in the house. So really cool. We got in trouble the one time. I gotta admit, we were places we shouldn't have been, laying in the bed, So my wife she was going to Durham College,
Right.
culinary there, and so my buddy went to the college to hire some serving staff, and so she was serving staff. I was a guest. We locked eyes and.
Fell in love.
30-something odd years later, we're still married.
That's
so.
incredible. Great story.
Two beautiful kids.
See, food brings people together, folks.
It did.
It just brings people together. So it was awesome because I was talking to your wife about your son who's a vegetarian.
Correct.
And, with my background, vegetarian cooking is pretty much how I started my career. That gave me a shot, was cooking for vegans, vegetarians. And this, for you, this substituting proteins and stuff like that with vegetables and different, beans and stuff. How do you feel? I mean, do you still, eat vegetarian at home, or you're okay to incorporate meat in your diets and your son doesn't get offended or anything like that? Or do you actually enjoy eating the vegetarian food that your wife cooks?
She's basically cooking 2 meals a day.
Wow.
She does. Sometimes we overlap, right?
Yep.
Yeah, there's some stuff that I am pleasantly surprised with. She made a chocolate cake the other day, and I'll tell you, it blew me away. It was delicious,
right?
So I'm open to trying new things. I'll try everything once. If I like it, I'll have it again. If I don't, I tried it. I know. I'm not that guy. Oh, you're vegan. Oh my God, how do you do it?
No.
How do you do it? That's not me at all.
That's
not
good, man.
You be you.
be
I'll be
you.
me. But I'm still eating meat.
You're still eating meat.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about fish for a second. You must have had fish in your being around this business, you must have had tons and tons of shore lunches. To me, my favorite personally is crappie. I love crappie.
Yep.
What's your favorite species of fish to eat, and how would you have it prepared?
My favorite freshwater fish.
Let's do freshwater, then we'll do salt.
Freshwater has to be whitefish.
Whitefish.
Yeah.
And I listen.
Cold water whitefish.
I knew the answer because we talked about this
Right.
yesterday, but I wanted you to tell this to the Eating Wild podcast listeners, because not too many people like whitefish as their preferred freshwater fish.
Really, eh? I just think
yeah.
it's not that like that flaky meat like a walleye
Right.
or a perch. It's a more meaty meat. can I call it close to halibut?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah, it's more meaty, like even like catfish. It's got a little bit of more
Catfish
gristle
is
to it.
delicious too.
It is.
Asian
Oh
catfish.
yeah.
Ooh.
Well,
Cracker Barrel. I'm on my way.
And how are you preparing your whitefish? What does your wife do it for you? Or
I
do you
prepare
like
it with a knife and a fork.
She does it all.
that.
I love it.
Yeah.
Professional eater here, folks.
Right?
Professional eater.
Yeah, but my favorite fish by far has got to be mahi-mahi.
Mahi-mahi, saltwater species.
And
Yeah.
She does a blackened one on the cast iron, and it's just, oh my goodness.
Oh, if you haven't had mahi-mahi before, if you can find it in the market, obviously being in Southern Ontario, it's not easy to find, but you can get it at IQF. Some places will have it. But for myself with mahi-mahi, me and Lou had an experience 2 years ago in the Florida Keys, Isla Mirada. The funny story is, you probably heard this on the podcast, is that we were in search of a convertible Mustang to rent. And we were driving up and down the Keys to all the budget rental cars, all the Alamos.
You went to budget looking for a Mustang?
We're all looking for a convertible because in the
Yeah.
Keys, listen, in the Florida, you get your rental cars, half of them come with the roof down. But we were like, listen, we don't do this often. We need a Mustang. So here we are cruising up and down looking for a Mustang to rent. And we ended up coming to this little tiki bar in Isla Mirada. And we said to them, what are you guys known for? What do you want to eat? What are you known for? Our blackened mahi tacos, served with a pico de gallo, a chipotle aioli, and diced pineapple.
Nice.
And they're conch fritters. Conch fritters is a huge thing up in the Florida Keys. And I totally agree with you. Blackened mahi's got to be the best fish I've ever had in my life. And it's simple to do. It really is. You got to, like you said, cast iron pan, heat that baby up, sear it down. Obviously, you want to get a nice blackened rub if you can find it. But it is one of my favorite species to fish for while I'm in the Keys and to consume as well, bud.
I like to try local food. So what I try to do, if I'm somewhere that I've never been before, it could be an island down south, could be a little town up north. I like to eat where the locals eat.
Right.
I like to see the locals in the lineup, and I don't look at the menu. I ask the person, what are you known for? What do I got to try while I'm here? And that's what I eat.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
It's funny, man. I feel the same way because it's like they know what they're known for. That dish probably got the doors open at that establishment
and kept them open.
So, I agree with that, man. You go into these places, and in Kingston, Ontario, we got to talk about Kingston. Like the food, the city, the town has been such a wonderful host for you guys. And you've been to Kingston before in these tournaments, or is this your first time here as a co-host to this venue?
This is the first time we've done this. So basically, this is my first time, but I've definitely fished the area.
Yep.
Not as many times as I want. I live in kind of the Kawartha region of Ontario, so we have so many lakes close by. I'm 2 minutes from Rice Lake.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many smaller lakes up there that people don't really fish,
right?
And you go to some lake, these major lakes, they see boats every day. You pull up to a dock, they don't like to see get away. But those little lakes, how you doing? Are you catch anything? Would you like a coffee? Can I get you a bottle of water? Yes, you can.
Yes, you can.
Right?
It's like waving to your neighbors when you're. That doesn't happen where I live, by the way. You got to go into the Kawartha Lake area. When I get to Scugog, I'm driving. Everyone's waving. How you doing? How's it going? It's great living out that way, actually. But it's been a wonderful weekend so far. We're day 2, and this city's been a wonderful host.
It has been, and what a beautiful city it is.
It is.
If you have never been to Kingston, I highly, highly recommend you come.
Absolutely. And Ron on the Run, he's been checking out the Kingston Pen. We had him on the live yesterday, walking around, just interviewing people from the area, and just from what I saw, you could tell he was having the best day of his life. For him,
an absolute tourist. He was.
Smile on Ronnie's face.
No, he had a great day. He had a great time.
Yeah, he absolutely did. Well,
it's like fishing. Fishing brings you to places that you never would have gone before,
right?
And seeing things you've might not have seen before, and it's basically opened the world for me.
Yeah, absolutely. And before I let you go, I got 2 more questions. They're a little bit loaded. What's your predictions on day 2? Again, we got Corey Bickle. I'm not sure who's in 3rd place right now, but I know they're close behind. What's your prediction day 2 from just, you see what the weather's like, what the winds are doing, you're an angler yourself. What's your predictions? Do you think we'll see the Dirty 30 today?
I believe we are going to see a Dirty 30 today. I also think that we're going to see weights similar to what we saw yesterday. There's going to be a couple guys that struggle, but I think it's going to be really, really close to what we saw yesterday. And tomorrow, it's going to be a smash fest.
I can't wait for that, man. Tomorrow's going to be a smash fest. And last question, I'm putting you on the spot. Some people get pissed off with their with this surprise question because they don't want to offend anybody, but you don't have to worry about it.
I don't care about feelings. No, I don't.
You ready for this? 50 G's is on the line.
Yeah.
Who is Mark Hunter's partner in his boat in this tournament?
You see me fish, buddy? I don't need a partner. My partner in this tournament, I'm not a very competitive guy.
Okay.
I'll be honest for you. I do a lot of club stuff.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if I zero, as long as I have a good day. I have a lot of laughs. That's my focus. Camaraderie. So I got to go with my best buddy, Sean McCall.
Sean McCall.
Yeah.
Good team. You guys are going to have fun for sure.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if you guys bring home the 50 G's, you bring home 50 G's.
Right.
I mean, you're fishing against world-class guys out there. That in itself is awesome.
Yeah.
It's like stepping on the ice with NHL players. You know what I mean? Like, you don't get those opportunities. So even just competing against this elite level of fishermen with your best buddy, like you said, is probably priceless.
Right. So I was asked a couple weeks ago, Mark, if you were fishing the CISA Open and you won $50,000, what would happen? I said, I'll probably fail the lie detector test. I'm guessing that's what's going to happen because there's no way.
Well, listen, man, you got a lot of work to do. They're going live soon, guys. Make sure you check it out on YouTube. CISA Kingston Open. These guys got a lot of work ahead of us. We got the weigh-ins at 3 o'clock today. That's going to be on the lives. Ron James is hosting. Moose is there. Big John McLaughlin is actually joining you today.
Excited about that.
Yeah, so your panel is you got Scott Martin,
yes,
yourself, Moose, and Big Jim McLaughlin today. And it's going to be a banger of a day, buddy.
So honored to be here and doing this with all these guys. Yeah, these guys are Hall of Famers, right?
Buddy, Hall of Fame desk right there, man.
Right?
I felt like a kid in a candy shop sitting on stage with you guys yesterday. But thanks for taking the time, buddy, and good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you very much, guys.
Welcome back, guys. Day 2 here, CISA Kingston. The fishing's been popping out there. We're getting reports that guys are still getting them. I checked out the live earlier, and it looks like guys are putting buckets already. Guys are already calling in fish. I'm sitting next to Scott from Choppy Water Baits Co. Scott, thanks for taking the time for sitting down with me. He's got his booth right here behind me. As you can see, it's starting to fill up here in the park, but appreciate you sitting down with me today, buddy.
Yeah, no problem.
So Scott has generously donated to the Eating Wild podcast today, guys, a loop bag. Now, this thing's loaded. I'm not sure if Siege gets his hands on this bag. We're not going to have anything to give away because he told me about these guys before I even met them. And I walked over, Scott and his beautiful wife. We've been talking food. We've been talking seasonings. But they're generously donating a prize pack that we're going to be giving away. Siege is going to be getting this up on Instagram. We're going to give it away. You can win all this stuff, but we're going to break it down with Scott. Scott, first of all, you hand make all these lures with your wife. That's correct?
All of them, yep.
All of them. So let's break these down. We got the swim baits here. Tell us a little bit about this size in particular. You were saying that musky anglers, pike anglers, you pop with these.
That size is a 5-inch swim bait. It's got a belly hook that you can put right inside, so you can Texas rig it.
Okay.
Those ones are open pores, so we can do custom designs, whatever color you want. If you got a certain fish, all you got to do is send me a picture, and the wife will match it.
That's incredible. So you could actually customize colors for people.
Yeah.
That is nuts. And what color do we got here? What's it?
So that's like a purple, and it's got like a sparkle in it. And then the bottom is a clear, but it's got a highlight powder that makes that blue, and that gold really pops. So that's our alewife color.
I don't think Lou's not going to let this get in the loop bag, guys. I think this one might be coming home with him. But beautiful colors. I would say that the just the feel of it alone, you know, this is good quality.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I could tell you guys put your heart and soul this because the color, you can't see this from there, but if you really look at this up close, guys, the detail that is going on in these baits are incredible. And for me, this is what the fish are going to be seeing. This is what's going to trigger them for them to pop. Let's talk about the smaller size here. This, you're saying Moose was using these ones?
Yeah, so Moose tested those ones out for me when I first got the mold. So I used a harder plastic at first, and he said they were too hard. So I started using a different type of plastic, and that tail never stops moving. Right?
And how would you rig this thing up?
So you can either rig it on a jig head or like a hover rig hook.
Okay.
And basically that's our forward-facing sonar bait.
Forward faces. So that's huge information, because one thing that I learned, we were fishing on Nipissing last fall for smallies, and it was hard to find some of our baits on the forward facing sonar.
Yeah.
So this has been tested by Moose, approved by Moose.
Yep.
And how's this one been selling?
That's been our best seller, since we got it.
So this is also going to be available in the prize pack as well.
Yep, for sure.
And then we have different types of swim baits here. What size is this? We got
that's 2.8.
2.8. And again, the colors, guys, like if you get your hands on these and you see these colors, they're insane. How it just pops. I love how you got a lot of the sparkling and the glitter going on in there, because I find like on those clear days, they really will.
Yeah,
will
that one there is actually 10 karat is what we call it, is because if you look at that bait, it's not like a certain color, right? Like it goes gold,
Gotcha.
It goes like a beige. It just depends on the light.
Incredible, man. So that's going to be in the prize pack. We got, look at this, man. Oh my God. I'm telling you right now, whoever wins this prize pack, you're going to be super happy. Talk about these crawfish. Look at that.
Yeah,
that is insane.
This is our Texarkana cross. So this is a bait that I used to use years ago, and you can't get that color anymore. So it's kind of like
almost a pumpkin seed type of color.
Yeah, on the bottom. And with the way these craws flap, because it is a laminate, you're getting green on the top and then orange on the bottom. So it's a contrast in the water, right?
It sounds like a buffet in my world, brother.
Yeah, they work really good.
I'll tell you right now, those look really good. Now, we're gonna move on. Now, you were saying this is actually mine, guys. Nobody's getting your hands on this, but you can purchase this color. This is Scott's personal favorite color for smallies, correct?
Smallies, yeah.
And it's 3/8. It's you call it the
Blanco.
The Blanco. I love that name, the Blanco. And you've done well with this one in particular.
Yeah, that's our best seller.
And you got different colors as well, guys. This will all be available on the prize pack. But make sure you check out Choppy Water Baits. They're out of Hamilton, Ontario. They're Canadian made. This guy's working hard with his wife. We always got to support the locals, guys. But we will be giving away this on the Eating Wild podcast. I got a full bag here. Listen, how can people find you, Scott?
They can find us on Instagram mostly. Like I said, if they got a custom order that they want to do, all they have to do is send me a picture of what they want, and we can match it.
That's incredible. And what is your Instagram account name?
It's Choppy Water.
Just Choppy Water.
Yep.
Punch in Choppy Water. Get a hold of Scott. Tell him what color you want. These guys are going to figure it out. They're going to get you hooked up on more fish. And make sure you come down to CISA today, guys. It's popping over here. We're a couple hours away from the weigh-ins. I got to ask you a question before you go. What is your prediction? Are we seeing Dirty 30 today? Are we seeing a 30-pound bag?
I think we're going to see a big bag. Once that wind picks up, they're going to start chewing, and we're going to have a big bag.
You heard it from Scott, man. We're going to see a 30-pound bag today. My money's on Coop. Coop, you got to wake up, bro. Get your pops going. You got 24. We need you to catch those Johnson brothers, because that's a big hill to climb. But thanks for taking the time, brother.
Yeah, no
and
problem.
we can't wait to give this away for Scott. Again, make sure you check them out. Choppy Waters on Instagram. Get your order in.